Hey, what's up guys? Mike here from Friction Jewelry with another obscure knowledge video regarding electrode sharpeners. Here's the battle of the Pilot. $75 electrode sharpener from Sunstone. And this one is a good old Amazon made in China, also made in China. Special that you can get for around $90. And let's get into it. I'll tell you which one's better, which one I think you should get. I waste time and money so you don't have to. Right on. All right, really quick. So we'll start with this one right here. It's model Diduemen. If you Google search, rather Amazon search for electrode sharpeners, this is the one that comes up. It comes in a corded version or it comes in a cordless version. I'll talk more about that in a second, but quickly going through it, it's on-off switch. It sounds like you're going to the dentist and from hell. Which is sort of a downer, and it freaks everybody out who's around you. But with that motor, you get a lot of power. I mean, this thing is heavy. If you compare the two, it's 3 times the size of the little handheld one from Sunstone. More about that later. So on-off switch, this is your power control. It has a variable motor, so you can go from 1 to max. I don't know what the RPMs are, but I usually keep it at 5, and it's plenty. I mean, it sounds like a little jet engine taking off. So yeah, it's basically a Dremel with this little jig attached that allows you to choose both the diameter that you want for your electrode. So for most permanent jewelry, we use these 1mm tungsten electrodes. But if you did have another electrode for another welding apparatus and it had, 1/16, 3/32 or 1/8 inch diameter electrode, you can use that because the diameter corresponds to one of these screws. There's actually a little hole inside this Allen hex screw, which corresponds to the diameter of the electrode. So right now I have my 1mm screw in the 10-degree slot because I want my electrode to be sharpened to a 10-degree point. I used to do 15 degrees a lot, and then now I've recently, in the last week or so, I've converted to the 10-degree. I'm getting a little bit better results with this super sharp point. This is actually how they ship. If you order the electrodes from wherever, Amazon, wherever, they come in 5 or 10 packs, and they're really sharp. They almost seem like they're even sharper than 10-degree. But in any case, you just slip your electrode in, and then because it's the corresponding hex nut, it holds it super firmly in there. There's no play, right? Or very, very little. And then it kind of, I don't know if you can see, you can't really see, but it kind of slides onto the side of the diamond disc, and then you just turn it on and then kind of grind it down, and you rotate it as the power is on, so you get a really super fine point really, really fast because this thing is so powerful. So yeah, I love that. It's rock solid. It's super durable. This is like aluminum. I throw this in my cart. I don't put it on a case on it. The one thing I hate about it is the cord. Since I do use this for mobile, I mean, I use it in my office too, but it just would be so much better with the battery, because I originally thought, I was like, okay, it's just one more thing I don't want to charge. But in reality, you don't use it that often. You turn it on for 30 seconds or 10 seconds, and then you put it away. So the battery's probably going to last months. But now instead, I got one more thing I got to plug in, and when I'm doing my pop-up and stuff, that means I have to bring an extra extension cord or a little power bar because my battery doesn't have enough outlets, blah, blah, blah. So just do yourself a favor. If you're going to get this model, get the cordless one. It's $10 extra on Amazon. This was $90. I think it's $100 for the cordless one. Okay, so let's take a look at the Sunstone one now. Oh boy. Okay, where do I start? I bought this after I had this one. I bought this one because this one was so big and bulky. I was like, maybe there's a better way. I love that this is battery powered. I love how small it is. You can fit it in any kind of container. But that's where the love ends. First of all, it's 75 bucks. And to be honest, these little rotary tools, these are like 20 bucks on Amazon, right? So they're charging you an extra 50 bucks just for this jig on the top, and you get 1 diamond disc. I forgot to mention this comes with 5 diamond discs, and I think even a case. This just comes in this little box with the charging cable and the jig already attached. And it's basically just looks like almost 3D printed plastic. And for the angles adjustments, they've kind of just drilled little holes at different heights. and they only fit 1 millimeter electrodes, like so. So if you use bigger electrodes, this is not the device for you. And right here you have a power adjuster. It goes 1, 2, 3. It's much quieter, which is cool, but it's much less powerful. It just doesn't crank as hard as the other one, and it, I don't know if that really matters that much, but this thing just feels super cheap. I mean, it's kind of like really junky, to be honest, which kind of makes me sad. But in any case, I'll just show you how to use it. Same electrode, you insert it in there, and then the weird thing about this one is that, and I don't know if you can see it on the video, but when you, it's dark. When you insert it in there, there you might be able to see it, it kind of goes to the center and it misses the sanding portion of the diamond disc. So if you have like a short electrode, it's like awkward to use this one and to get it in the right place. I can't really describe, it's almost like the angle that they drilled this little hole at is too much toward the center of the disc. It needs to be like kicked out so that it kind of covers more of the sanding portion of the diamond disc. I don't know if that makes any sense, but in any case, this one's not for me. Like, I'm gonna return it after this video, to be honest, and I'm just gonna stick with the one that I have, and maybe down the way I'll get the cordless version of this. I just don't see this one lasting. I mean, it does work, so I'm not gonna say like it's total trash. It's just plastic and it's really cheap, and I felt like if I drop this, it rolled off my table, which totally happens, and onto the concrete, I could see this thing just cracking. I mean, it's just like, it's really cheap plastic. And the way that I treat my stuff, I just need like heavy duty gear. So yep, for me, this is the call. There's tons of versions of this. And like I said, you can buy this separately on eBay for like 50 bucks if you already have a Dremel. I use my Dremel in the studio a lot and, for other things. So I like to just throw this separate one. It's like a second Dremel, basically. So that's my call in the battle of the electrode sharpeners. Before I go, I'll say a quick word about electrode sharpening. It's the single most important tip that anyone can give you on the internet about welding. If this is sharp, you will have success. If this is dirty, you will not. And I have tons of experience, recent experience, I guess I should say, with both, because sometimes I'm lazy, I'm super busy, I don't clean these, and I pay the price. I'm sitting there just bang, 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 firing, and the joints don't weld. Once they're contaminated, running argon or not, this thing still gets dirty. So you really need to clean often. What I do is I actually clean like 10 of these, and I just have them, in a little vial. And as I'm welding, gosh, like honestly, every few clients now, I'm like changing the electrode or I spin it around. There's some, I think it's Melissa Muir, shout out to your videos. They're very helpful. She mentioned something in her last like tip video where she doesn't sharpen both ends of these. The way that the energy is transferred from the stylus, through the electrode. I think there might be some consistency things happening where if you do sharpen both ends, I could see where that may have some impact. I haven't noticed it, so I sharpen both ends because it's so freaking handy just to take this out and flip it around and put it back in. But, doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's sometimes it pays to be consistent, and that's another reason why I like this Diduemen, because the way that this thing holds the electrode and allows you to sharpen it, you get the exact same point every time. And when things are consistent, welds become consistent, and you can really burn. You can like fly through clients, which is time is money. So anyway, good luck with that. I hope you found this information useful. If you have any other options, leave them in the comments and tell me what I should be buying. I'm always down to improve. Like, this thing's too bulky, but if someone knows of one that's like smaller and portable and is just as awesome, please let me know. All right, happy welding.